Meet the Kingdom of Prussia. And here are other states with a German-speaking population. This map looks more like a patchwork quilt than a unified country. However, in 1871, these pieces came together to form the German Empire, an event that had a tremendous impact on world history. Today, we will learn how Prussia managed to unite the German lands. You are watching Guy Histo. Support this video with a like and subscribe to the channel. Let's start. At the beginning of the 1860s, new people came to power in Prussia. King Wilhelm I and Chancellor Otto von Bismarck. Both were conservative, but were willing to make certain reforms and temporary compromises with liberals and even Democrats. The king and the chancellor focused heavily on building a strong army. To increase its numbers, Prussia extended the terms of military service. The army was led by talented military figures such as Albrecht von Roon and Helmuth von Moltke. At that time, a favourable foreign policy situation emerged for the unification of the German lands. Prussia established friendly relations with Russia by promising to help suppress the Polish uprising of 1863. France was entangled in an unsuccessful war in Mexico, while Britain preferred to stay out of continental affairs unless absolutely necessary. Austria faced serious internal problems with Hungarians, Italians, and other ethnic groups within its empire. An interesting fact: just 10 years earlier, Prussia had begun building its navy. Initially, all the ships were bought at auctions, but by 1862, 1 year before these events, Prussia had already developed its own navy and even established an admiralty. In the first stage of German unification, Prussia, allied with Austria, defeated Denmark in 1864, taking control of the disputed border territories of Schleswig and Holstein. Then, Bismarck deliberately provoked a conflict with Austria. In the Battle of Sadowa, Austrian troops suffered a catastrophic defeat. King Wilhelm I wanted to enter Vienna as a victorious ruler, but Bismarck saw Austria as a future ally rather than an enemy. In 1866, Prussia created the North German Confederation with its own constitution, parliament, and government, completely dominated by Prussia. Bismarck's successes forced some liberals to accept his leadership, leading to the formation of the National Liberal Party. In 1870, Bismarck skillfully provoked France into declaring war. This marked the beginning of the Franco-Prussian War. Napoleon III suffered a crushing defeat at the Battle of Sedan and was taken prisoner. At the start of the war, the French Emperor sent an envoy to St. Petersburg, asking Russia to intervene. However, Russia remained neutral, hoping that Bismarck would force France to reconsider the unfavourable Treaty of Paris imposed on Alexander Soult after the Crimean War. In 1870, the Second French Empire collapsed, and a republic was proclaimed under the leadership of Louis Adolphe Thiers. When Prussian troops besieged Paris, the city's residents formed the National Guard, composed of volunteers who did not obey army generals. Nevertheless, the war ended in a decisive Prussian victory. France was weakened, demoralized, and lost the territories of Alsace and eastern Lorraine, lands it had long considered its own. With nothing left to stop Prussia, it took control of the southern German states. In January 1871, in the Hall of Mirrors at the Palace of Versailles, King Wilhelm of Prussia was proclaimed the German Emperor, Kaiser. A new powerful state had emerged in the centre of Europe, the German Empire. The government, led by the Chancellor, was accountable not to the Parliament, but to the Kaiser. The rulers of formerly independent German states retained their titles and some of their authority. Thus, through skillful diplomacy and successful military campaigns, the Kingdom of Prussia transformed into the German Empire, uniting Germans from different regions of Europe